Welcome, investigator. Evil is on the rise. Crime is escalating. Our mission is to eliminate the crime by exposing evil, examine why it manifests, and highlight the brave souls that confront it every day. Join us as we work together to bring justice to every victim. Welcome to All Things Crime. Here's your host, Jared Bradley.
So JT, what you get this call from Olivia and about this breakthrough. What was your reaction?
I was excited because this was one that I worked on for a while, and there had been a lot of others that had worked on it. And I mean, the stars finally aligned and the planets aligned, and science actually came through and saved the day on this one, thankfully. So that resolves all of our cases from 1976. This was one of two Jane Does we had for that year, so that wrapped them all up for 1976.
Well, congratulations. It's fantastic. Again, having, getting the background of this kind of I can't imagine on any, not just necessarily on this particular case, but on any kind of especially a Jane Doe where, you know, you may have a relative that just disappeared and you have no idea where he or she is. And then 30, 40 years later, the family finds out that, oh yeah, you know, in this case, Ada was in Arkansas and ended up deceased in Mobile, Alabama, and yeah, they finally solved this case. So, a couple of things that from every cold case that gets solved, it's just amazing to me the persistence and just the doggedness that investigators have toward all of these cold cases and solving it. It doesn't matter how old the case is. You guys are just always trying to figure out a new angle on how to get to evidence and the next lead that could lead to a breakthrough and eventually solve a case. And it's just, you know, folks like you guys that are out there, you know, fighting the good fight for everybody to receive justice, honestly, is just, it's inspiring to me. So, well, what's next for this case, JT?
We're pretty much, I mean, we're done. We have identified the victim, and the offender is deceased. I mean, that's pretty much it on our end. So we'll move on to the next cold case, and after that one, we'll keep going until we get as many of these done, or I retire, which I'll probably retire before we get all of them done.
Well, yeah, and I imagine there'll be a few new ones before you retire, but
well, luckily technology has come so far that we have not had any within the past decade or so. So we're actually making advancements with that because I mean it's a lot easier for us to catch bad guys these days. A lot harder for them to hide than it was back in the day.
Oh, for sure. I don't know how anybody can get away with a case nowadays. Mm-mm. It's like, you know, you're sloughing DNA everywhere, and even if you were to hide your fingerprints from somebody, you know, eventually you just can't hide all the DNA. Would you agree with that, Danny?
Yeah, and the cool part is the technologies just keep getting more investigative and paradigm shifting. I mean, you've got MVAC, you've got forensic investigative genealogy, that's just a game-changing technology in both the unidentified human remains as well as cold case homicide type situations. Everything just feels like a really cool time to be in the field. It's just, you're seeing just monumental changes in how we do business. And from a lab perspective, it's fun because we can actually have these conversations where we can say, all right, here's a forensic investigative genealogy profile that we obtained from some sample that shouldn't have worked, that did, and then drop that off into Olivia's lab, and then we get to play the waiting game to say, hey, did you find her yet? Did you find her yet? Did you find her yet? But it's just really rewarding from a lab perspective because you just have more tools to use to get results where 10, 15, 20 years ago, it just didn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you how crazy busy I am. I mean, literally, I'm almost on the road every week from now till Christmas. And a lot of it is just because there's so many agencies and labs that are getting MVACs. And because of stories like this. A lot of people hear these success stories and they're like, you know what? We need better access to GEDmatch and genealogical DNA, but they also need to be able to collect it off the evidence when they have it. So there's a huge need for it. And I'm not complaining, I mean, it's being away from the family, 3 or 4 days out of the week, there's worse things that I could be doing. So, well, guys, any last words on this case? It's a huge victory for Mobile Sheriff's Office.
My last words are just for all the lawmen and women out there. If you got these cases, yes, they're difficult. Yes, it's worth solving. Just keep plugging away. And if you don't have anything right now, don't lose hope, because one day somebody like Danny might come along and Olivia and be there to help you solve it.
Absolutely. Olivia, what do you think? You're part of genealogical research and, focusing on, DNA, genealogy trees. It's solving a lot of really cool cases.
Yeah, I guess I would kind of piggyback off of what JT said and just say don't give up, because, I mean, this family has been waiting for 47 years and they finally know what happened to their aunt. And it's a big feeling of closure for them. Makes it all worth it for all of the years of investigations that has gone through this case. Makes it all worth it. Oh,
absolutely. Out of all the things I've ever done, just being a small part of helping solve some of these cases for me is it's so rewarding. It's just amazing. So, well, guys, I appreciate you coming on, and it's been fantastic. It just, what a cool story. Solving a 47-year-old cold case is just what a feather in your cap. So congratulations on that, and appreciate you coming on and telling us about it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
My pleasure. Good talking, Nathan.
See you guys down the road. Thanks for joining us. Your attention today brings us one step closer to exposing and eliminating the evil that brings crime to our communities. Hit subscribe and share this episode. Together, we will bring justice to every victim.